So my name is Karl Klaseie and I'm a mastering engineer here at Øra Mastering in Trondheim. I started mixing and producing in 2009 and then in 2015 I got introduced for mastering and then had a steady path. After I started mastering, I understood that like the smallest adjustments affect the whole track, right? And if you can't hear clearly what's going on, then you're basically deceiving yourself. I knew that this room is well treated and everything, but it's not ideal. It should probably be like double the size and more ideal for these speakers. And I have heard from mixers and other mastering engineers about Trinnov. There's a mixer in Oslo called Simon Bergseth. He recommended it warmly, and then a couple other mastering engineers. So I've always like, one day I want to try Trinnov, but I can't try them before I have the cash to actually buy them, because I can't have them in this room, figure out that they fix all my problems and not have the cash to keep it. Nova was announced for NAMM show, and I just called Johannes and said, put me on the waiting list, I want to try this. I was in shock the first time I turned it on and off, and I was like, oh my God, now I get why. I had some bumps and some dips that I sort of knew, but I wasn't aware that they were so prominent in this room and in my work. Listening to my references again, like the same reference tracks I listen to all the time, with the Trinnov in this room, it was like, oh, that's what they sound like. Now I get it. One of the bigger things is the phase correction. Well, I have a window in the back and it's prominent on one side. And you can see on the graph that, okay, the one speaker is just wacko phase issues, and then with the Trinnov, sort of flattens it out and you can hear that. It's pretty sick. There was a big bump in 800 in this room and a pretty large dip around 3K. I was taking out 800 and I was adding 3K. Sometimes it was fine, and then other times when I heard my tracks on other speakers, like randomly after they were released, I'm like, it's kind of harsh. It's kind of biting. Now the speakers sound like the headphones, only that they're speakers. They have the same correctness if you are the right curve. I'll master on the speakers, be happy, and then I'll just do a last check on the headphones, and mostly it's just like, yep, sounds fine, good. The Trinnov enables me to do what my moves that I want to do without second guessing. Is it the room? Is it the speakers? Is it the mix? Now I totally trust this environment to be what it's supposed to be. It's like the transparent, flat environment. So I can hear what the mix sounds like, and I can do adjustments if needed. I have all this analog gear, and now I finally hear the nuances really of what they're doing. My workflow changed basically after getting the Trinnov. I'm doing way more projects in the box just because the coloration of the gear doesn't fit every project. But before I would usually take it out of the box just because to get a vibe. Now I can really hear if a track needs some analog glue or vibe or saturation or something. I find myself doing less basically to the mixes, which is a good thing. To master music, you're getting a lot of trust from the mixer and the producer and the artist to do the right choice to actually finish the project. And to do that, you need some confidence in what you're doing. And if you at some point hear your own work in a different environment and you hear that it's totally different than what you thought, that will make you doubt your choices and your room and your speakers and your gear and your ability to master. What I found after getting the Nova is when I get things dialed in the way I like it in this room, It sounds the same way, it has the same character, it has the same response on a phone speaker or on a hi-fi system at home or on a Bluetooth speaker. And that brings confidence that what I hear in here is what is actually going on, and I can make choices based on what I'm hearing. So yeah, I would say I'm a lot more confident in my work after the Trinnov. I say that I would sell every other piece of gear except the speakers and the Trinnov and work just in the box. No doubt. It's that important in this room. I would never work without it.